Alright, welcome back again to Nightreign. For this video, we're going to be going over on how to become absolutely disgustingly OP and win every single expedition you're going to be going into, how to get the best weapons, how to get the perfect build no matter what character you are playing. The gameplay you've seen in the background is a run where I was about level 11 just onto day 2. The final boss was killed in just under 4 minutes. It was absolutely ridiculous on what you can do with the right team and the right routes and know exactly how the mechanics work. We're going to be going over everything in this video and from start to finish. Let's go ahead and get started. So it all begins just at the round table hold. Before you even think about going into an expedition, you want to go ahead and make sure you have the right relics on for the character that you want to play, also for the boss that you are going to fight. Now, for example, if we're going to go into an expedition and we're going to fight the Gaping Jaw, you can see right there that he is effective and does take a lot of damage from poison. The first boss takes damage to Holy and so forth, fire damage for the Sentient Pest. So, if you go over to the relic sites, you want to make sure that your relics are decently connected to your character and the boss you're going to be fighting. For example, my character IRONEYE is very good with dexterity, so I made sure that some of my relics give me higher dexterity and also stamina, because arrows do use a lot of stamina. There are many great relics. For example, some of them actually give your starter weapon bleed or fire damage, which is absolutely perfect for those runs. For example, the Grand Tranquil Scene starts an armament inflicts frost. So if there's a lot of enemies or a boss that takes a lot of damage to frost, go ahead and put that on. Also, it gives you +3 to strength, depending on the character you want to play. So this is where the build starts. Obviously, every single character you're going to be playing takes different relics to make them better. So depending on the character you want to play, make sure your relics are connected. Once ready and you have started an expedition, where do we go to get the best weapons? Where do we go to become OP? Well, it all starts off when you open the map at the very start. Pressing more details on the map shows you exactly what weapons drop from what location, and exactly what kind of damage those weapons are gonna do when they do drop. In this location, it's gonna drop a bow. In the other location, it's gonna drop a staff and a sword and so forth. Depending on the character you're gonna be playing, for example, IRONEYE, I wanna heavily focus on the locations that are gonna be dropping me bows. Alright, so basically make sure you go and kill as many locations as possible, kill as many bosses as possible as well, but you wanna focus on the areas depending on the character you are playing. Heavily focus on bow locations if you're playing IRONEYE, for example. These different locations, depending on the level that you are gonna drop you blues or even purple bows as well. So that is how you get better weapons at the very start very quickly. While focusing on the locations dropping certain weapon types, you also want to heavily focus on the churches on the map. They're going to give you additional healing flasks, and that is pretty big when it comes to Nightreign. By the end of day 2, moving on to the final boss, you want to have at least 7 additional flasks. So make sure you do focus on them on day 1 and also day 2 while running to different locations and killing as many bosses as possible. Now, when you are killing these bosses and making sure that you have the perfect routes, you want to level up as fast as possible. Another huge major location that you want to focus on as well around day 1 or even day 2 preferably are the mine shafts. They give you level 2 smithing stones in order to upgrade blues to purples. Okay, if you ever wonder why am I not getting purple drops by the end of day 2 and your RNG just sucks, well, go to the mine shafts, kill the boss, you get level 2 smithing stones in order to upgrade your weapons to purple gear. Okay, they're pretty easy to do, they're easily missed because a lot of people don't really focus on them, and mines in the past were kind of annoying, but these ones aren't really that bad. You can get some pretty damn good loot very quickly, and to be honest with you, the mines are pretty easy to defeat. Leveling up as fast as possible in Nightreign is pretty simple. Day 1, focus on churches and specific item drops from these locations depending on the character you want to play. Doing them very quickly will level you up to around level 7 to 8 by day 2. On day 2, what you want to do here is also make sure that you are going to be running your mine shafts in order to level up your blues to purples if you're not getting the amazing drops that you hope for. Now, these bosses located by these symbols also going to give you a bunch of runes. Do not avoid them because they are a little bit tougher. If you do it correctly by day 2, you should be around level 7 to 8, maybe even level 10. These enemies are going to die pretty easily, around a minute or 2 on a slow day, okay? Do not avoid them, you can kill them very fast and they're going to give you a bunch of runes. Now here, you're going to level up to around level 11, 12 or even 13 by the time the day 3 starts. If you guys want my opinion in just a very short statement here, in order to start expeditions with the perfect team, in my experience, I found that using IRONEYE added onto with the Raider class and also the Wilder class in a 3-man team is unstoppable. You can pretty much kill any boss in just a matter of minutes. The final boss was killed in about 3 minutes. Every other boss in day 1 and day 2 was killed in about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how many bosses they actually were in the encounter. They are an absolute unstoppable team. Go ahead and give it a try with your squad. One of the biggest points that a lot of people are going to be asking, and you have probably been thinking about, is how to get legendary weapons, how to get those gold weapons. So far, there's only about 2 ways as far as I know when making this video on how to get. The first one is pretty simple. Kill the bigger bosses, those great enemies, okay, the ones marked on your map. Those will give you an okay chance of actually dropping legendary weapons. I've gotten about 2 randomly dropped from these bosses. It's hard to get them, but like I said, this game is based on RNG, so there you go. The second way of getting them is a more straightforward way and kind of guaranteed to get one. This is after killing the first boss. Unlocking the other bosses will give you the chance of getting this event, the World Crater event. It's a giant hole in the map. It's pretty easy, you cannot miss it. At the bottom of this, there's going to be a boss. Killing that boss will unlock the altar. This altar, once used, will give you the option to level up one of your weapons to legendary status. And that, as far as I know, hopefully I will have gameplay in the background. I do not have a team, I am playing solo right now, so I can't really focus on specific ways of doing things in the game. I just kind of have to hope that my team will follow me and in order to get you guys gameplay. So yeah, I'm kind of at a very bad position right now. I'm kind of playing solo, trying to make videos for you guys and get these, you know, specific items when it's pretty simple even trying to kill some of these bosses. But that is how to get legendary items. With Nightreign, considering that it's an RNG based game, every single run you're going to take a different route and get different weapons and get different gear every single time. Depending on the run, you can also go ahead and face the castle. There's about 4 to 5 different bosses. Maybe in a different run, you're just going to focus on the areas surrounding the castle and fight different bosses. Just play exactly how you want, but you want to focus on killing as many bosses every single time to order to get as high as possible. The castle is missed and avoided by a lot of people just purely because it is the hardest part in the map. But it does reward quite a lot considering there's about 5 bosses in this area. Anyway, every single one's going to be different, but all round you want to focus on killing as many bosses as fast as possible. So yeah, that takes us to the end of the video here. Just a few more points I want to quickly get rid of. Not very important, but quite important to do on your kind of like side quest. First off, what you're going to do is go to your journal. Okay, now here you're going to unlock basically your remembrance for these characters. They're kind of quest lines for every single character in order to unlock more for these characters. For example, more chalices and more relics. You want to really focus on these. For IRONEYE, I think there's about 6. For other characters, there may be a little bit less. But that is definitely something you want to focus on depending on the character you want to play. Right now, I'm probably going to be maining IRONEYE as long as possible. Yeah, he's kind of like the all-round character that I really enjoy. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's kind of a simple game. It's not very intricate like Elden Ring was, where specific items can only be obtained through quest lines and stuff. This game is basically load in, get the weapons, and considering that it's RNG, every single time is going to be different. Run around, kill the specific locations to unlock your specific weapon types, kill the bosses, make sure you get your Flasks from the churches, go on to day 2, rinse and repeat, kill as many bosses again, get as many runes, level up, go on to day 3 to kill the final boss. Along the way, you're going to be getting different weapons, leveling up different weapons to level 2 with the smithing stones, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, this video goes around for every single character, not just the one character. And yeah, hopefully that helps. Hopefully there's some of these points that are going to help you guys to get better at the game and to fully understand on what you are doing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll probably make another video the more that I understand and how to get better at the game. Otherwise, I will see you all on the next video.